I'm back. Hey, amazing people. We're still in this book, day 3 of The Law of Divine Compensation on Work, Money, and Miracles by Marianne Williamson. I'm Tracy Lene. I'll be reading chapter 3, Making Love the Bottom Line. It's a really quick chapter, so I would love it if you like, share, and subscribe. Chapter 3, Making Love the Bottom Line. To want love or to believe in the power of love, all that is wonderful. But where the rubber meets the spiritual road is at the place where we decide whether or not to act on love. One place where putting love first is not always easy is in the area of money. This isn't because the issue is more complicated than any other area of life. It's just the entrenched thinking of the world that is profit, not love, that is the bottom line. In a world that is dominated by scarcity, that thought makes sense. In a world where scarcity doesn't even exist, it makes no sense at all. Putting love first isn't a life of sacrifice, as many have been taught. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Putting love first means knowing who you are and that you're entitled to miracles. Putting love first means knowing that the universe supports you in creating the good, the holy, and the beautiful. It means knowing that you're on the earth for a purpose and that the purpose itself will create opportunities for its accomplishments. Putting love first means knowing that the universe supports you in creating the good, the holy, and the beautiful. It means knowing that you're on the earth for a purpose, and that purpose itself will create opportunities for its accomplishment. She puts it in big, bold letters, so that means pay attention. Making love your bottom line doesn't make you lose. It's ultimately the way you inevitably gain. For what you give, you shall receive, and what you withhold will be withheld from you. As a friend of mine once said to me, the universe keeps a perfect set of books. Making love the bottom line doesn't mean that you have to give everything away or that you will never charge for your services. The principle of fair exchange gives love to both giver and receiver. Making love the bottom line doesn't mean that you're compelled to do anything anyone ever asks of you to do. Love always gives the loving response, but sometimes the loving response is no. But making love the bottom line does mean that we are to take seriously the idea that we are on earth to do as love would have us to do, and to do with our resources only that which we are internally guided to do. I know from personal experience that when I've done this, I've gained financially as well as in other ways, and when I have not done this, I've lost. The path of love might not lead to an immediate short-term bundle of cash, but following the path of love leads to trust, to deeper relationships, and therefore to a greater probability of further good. Our internal abundance is ultimately the source of our external abundance. Who we are, not just the services we provide, creates money. People who are positive and energetic when they show up for work, are they or are they not the people most likely to be promoted? People who are kind and helpful when you walk into their store, do they or do they not have businesses in which you would most likely return? People who inspire genuine trust and faith in the excellence of their work, are they or are they not the people who are more likely to be hired for your next project? You know that line about how the nice guys finish last? It's a lie. Yet at times we fear that if we give ourselves to love, we will somehow devolve into a puddle of weakness, that love will make us vulnerable to hurt or make us less effective in the world. We think it's okay for God to have our spiritual lives, but we better not hand over our finances. A woman once told me, I don't mind giving God my money, but if it's over $200,000, I think I better handle it myself. And here's what makes that such a joke. It is often in the area of our finances when we need the miracles the most. Love is our sanity. It does not lead us to unwise behavior. It does not lead us to give our money away frivolously when there's a need to save it and provide for our family. It does not lead us to disrespect principles of money management or the appropriate laws of commerce. It does not lead us into unreasonable or immodest behavior. Love doesn't ruin things. Love makes all things right. By aligning mortal events with the natural patterns of an intentional and creative universe. Love makes us wake up in the morning with a sense of purpose and a flow of creative ideas. Love floods our nervous systems with the positive energy, making us far more attractive to prospective employers, clients, and creative partners. Love fills us with powerful charisma, enabling us to produce new ideas and new projects. Even within the circumstances that seem to be limited, love leads us to atone for our errors and to clean up the mess when we've made mistakes. Love leads us to act with impeccability, integrity, and excellence. I want to say that sentence again. Love leads us to act with impeccability, integrity, and excellence. Love leads us to serve, to forgive, and to hope. Those things are the opposite of a poverty consciousness. They're the stuff of spiritual wealth creation. In 1992, I published a book called A Return to Love. At the time, I was a bit naive. I had never spent time thinking about things like book contracts, bestseller status, or book royalties. I was happy to be able to live off of suggested donations at my lecture on A Course of Miracles. While writing the book, I don't think I even thought about how well it might sell. I do remember hoping it would sell enough copies that I wouldn't be embarrassed. In fact, due largely to the enthusiasm of Oprah Winfrey, it was the 5th best-selling book in America that year. And we all know that having a celebrity back something can push it further than if they don't. But I still think that was God. God gave Oprah the idea to push it further. So it's still God. Oprah just was the vehicle God used. I had a strong sense at that time that money hadn't really come directly from the book, that it had come through it, but not really from it. I felt as if money was a divine payment for something more than the book, particularly the charitable work I had been doing for years before, for no money at all. It was payment for how I had been trying to live my life, cleaning up any mess from my past and trying to be of service to others. The seeker isn't looking to get money, but to exchange energy. And when the energy we're putting out is filled with the consciousness of love, then the energy flowing back to us comes in whatever form that most serves our good. I figured that if I lived a good life and worked hard, I'd be taken care of somehow. There was a level of naivete to that life I was living before that book was published. I never transitioned to the more sophisticated principles by which wealth is supposedly created, and as a consequence, I was blessedly unaware of them. There is no way in the world that my activities during those years would have been thought to be good for business, because there was no business. But I was, in my own way, about my Father's business. And then when the book was published, I saw that what I had done for love came back to me 1,000-fold and more. Such is the law. That was a really quick chapter. So since it was a quick chapter, I wanted to take a commercial break for my own book. My journal that is an original journal called I Am Who I Say I Am. This journal, I'm going to read the front part of it since it's just 7 minutes in. This journal came to me in one day. And then it took me time to put it together. So this is the epilogue. A fancy way of starting what this journal is all about and how to use it. First, thank you a billion times for trusting me with your hard-earned dollars. This journal is a reflection of my journey to inner peace and acceptance of myself. The first line in Maxwell's song's Lifetime sums it up. I was reborn when I was broken. We all have traumas, and it is my humble belief that traumas are not punishments from the God of our chosen understanding, but lessons disguised as pain. It is my belief that they are opportunities to look within and discover our root feeling about ourselves. I personally felt unworthy of love, of money, respect, success, loyalty, and forgiveness because I was not a planned pregnancy. I was a derailment. My mom is super smart, and she was on track to great things academically. My mother loves me to the moon and back, but being 16 and pregnant in 1968 was not a walk on the beach at sunrise. Scholarships to top schools, set to graduate high school at 17, and then finding out that I was en route, having to apologize to the church for sinning, not being able to walk and receive her high school diploma, disappointing her parents. Her shame and guilt went into me, as do all the emotions mothers have when expecting. I want to also add, I had a very good childhood, but those underlying programs were strong, and life kept sending me people and situations that reinforced those unconscious beliefs. Not because I deserved them or that they were true, but because I believed them to be true. We get what we believe we deserve, not what we say out of our mouths we think we deserve. Traumas aren't always big life-shattering events. Oftentimes, it's little disappointments over time that wear us thin and we eventually break. Life is always handing out clues that a tsunami is coming, but we ignore the signs and fail to head for higher ground. Then when the other shoe finally drops and we are consumed with the pain of the situation, we reach for answers. We run to the God of our understanding and mostly whine, complain, and blame others. When my tsunami moment was in full effect, I ran to the then God of my understanding. I began reading, praying, chanting, crying, lying, and trying to manipulate the situation. Yes, I lied. I manipulated because I was operating out of fear and in full survivor mode. I can say that with certainty that your tsunami moment will expose all of your good and all of your bad attributes. That is a great thing. Now you can deal with and heal your whole being. At first, we play the victim so well, we could be nominated and win an Oscar for the best melodramatic performance. After playing the role and hopefully realizing that no one is coming to save you and that you have to use one of the many billions of tools already in rotation by the millions of people to save yourself. The tool that helped me the most was repetitively writing command affirmation statements. Rewiring the brain is a major key to successfully achieving the life that you would enjoy to the fullest. This journal is compiled with the statements I used to pull myself out of the middle of the ocean when my tsunami left me drowning and depleted. Repetition is the mother of learning, so repetitively writing will send signals to your subconscious mind that you now believe what you are writing. Again, rewiring your subconscious mind is the key to the life you desire. And this is how you use this journal. You, of course, want to be alone. You can do it at any time of day. And I have 10 different affirmation statements. And it's done in three parts. So for 30 days, you will write every day. You will eventually write that one 10 times. So you will write each of them 10 times. The one here, I am worthy of reciprocated love. And then you will write that statement all the way down the page until there's no more space. And then on the other side of the page, you're going to write out, what did you feel like when you were writing that down? And after you finish that, here's the action. Treat yourself to an affordable gift. Remember, self-care is not skipping paying a bill to buy a pair of shoes. Perhaps a glass of your favorite beverage while listening to your favorite artist while taking a bubble bath. And then there are other ones in here too. They're not the same. This one, I am not an imposter. I am who I say I am. That's the book. Now, this book right here isn't written in. It wasn't supposed to be written in this, but my daughter saw it, picked it up, and said, "Oh, Mommy's book," and started writing in it. This is the page I just read to you. But this is my first copy. It's a hard copy. An original journal created by Tracy Lene. I've sold 14 so far. I have 2 for sale. They are $45, and the reason they're $45 is because there was $25 to make, and then I have to ship it to you. So I'm not really making a big profit in money, but just like Marianne Williamson just said, I believe I'm making a big profit in helping people. And the more I help people, the more we all get out of this. I release versions of myself I created just to survive. That is my grandchild, my daughter. This is can be frustrating when this happens like this, but I do believe I have to do this, and this is the space I have to do it. So I'm just going to keep pushing forward. Whew. Anyway, I've had a very interesting day today. So I'm sweating because I was on, you see the sweat mark, so it's kind of gone a little bit now. Because I was on the treadmill for 45 minutes. Because life can throw you some stuff and you can get stuck in it. But the way out of it for me is to exercise. I told you guys before, walking is my religion. It helps me to process things. So that's where it was. If you would like a copy of my journal, I would love, love, love to sell it to you for $45. They're paperback copies. And I can mail it to you. You can just let me know. Thank you so very much for your time. Of course, if you like this video, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe so I can know you love my content. Or if you hit the like, I'll know you like my content. Look, if you do what you need to do, I'm going to keep doing this because I've been called to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, also, so I also closed one of my stores in the boutique, and I have all this jewelry. So if you buy a journal, I will gift you a pair of jewelry made by me. That's all, folks. Go have an amazing day.